After a long and painful 3-year wait, the Duffer Brothers have finally rewarded us with 2 lengthy Season 4 installments of Stranger Things. Needless to say, we've already binged both these volumes, and we're now eagerly anticipating to see what further mayhem can be unleashed in Season 5. In today's video, let's discuss some of the most insane plot details and behind-the-scenes secrets from Season 4 that will surely blow your mind. First up, we have Vecna's insane makeup transformation. A reason why the hair and makeup team didn't spend too much time on creating new looks for the kids is because it took 7.5 hours for actor Campbell Bower to transform into Vecna. Yep, it was that extensive. While Elle previously battled demon-esque CGI figures, from the Demogorgons to the Mind Flayer in the current season, she faces the real enemy, played by Jamie, who also transforms into the terrifying new monster, Vecna, with a lot of prosthetics and makeup, of course. As for Bower, this transformation consisted of long days in makeup chairs before he filmed for 12 hours straight, and then ended his day back in the chair for an hour of dismantling his look. It's also been revealed that the English actor was able to really channel the monstrous character during the long preparation. The makeup effects supervisor said that he took a lot of enjoyment from it as well. He explained that throughout the makeup process, especially during the final quarter of the makeup, Jamie really embodied the character. In the makeup chair, his voice would deepen, it would get monotone and gravely, and he would turn into Vecna with his glove on. Now, that's what we call dedication. Also, the cost of Season 4, Volume 2 will make your jaw drop. Come on, you have to admit, if the show is big, the budget must be big. The cost of Stranger Things production actually beat out Game of Thrones' $15 million per episode for its final 2 seasons. But at least with GOT, it made sense because of all the extensive battle sequences. Where's all this Hawkins money going to? The answer? CGI. Given the show's feature-length episodes, as well as the extensive visual effects and makeup, the cost of the entire season was a record-breaking $30 million. The Wall Street Journal reported that a mammoth $250 million was being spent on Season 4 altogether. Wow! Next, we have the extensive runtime of Volume 2 episodes. If there's one thing that's been glaringly obvious this season, it's the feature-length runtimes of each episode. And apparently, the final episode of Volume 2 is a lengthy 2 hours and 19 minutes long. That's longer than most films these days. So our advice is to get the popcorn ready, invite your pals over, and settle in for a night of absolute destruction in Hawkins. Explaining the need for the lengthy episode, not that we're complaining. The Duffer Brothers told Empire, the final episode has more FX shots than the entirety of Season 3. There's an hour-long chunk in the final episode that just doesn't stop. They further revealed that it was the most complicated thing they've ever attempted to do, with all the tension and dread and a runtime that would be long even for a movie. Everything is, well, chaos. Not to mention, the producers went all out for the villains. The Duffer Brothers clearly wanted nothing but the best for Season 4, villains included, and who better to play the creepy Victor Creel than Robert Englund? We were definitely watching his scenes from behind our cushions with one eye closed. Only true horror fans will remember Robert from his star-making role as Freddy Krueger in the iconic horror franchise Nightmare on Elm Street film series. Now, we can clearly tell he has a type of role he likes to play, doesn't he? Switching over to the infamous Vecna, it seems like the Duffer Brothers were very keen from day one that they wanted him to be a very practical and grounded character. They wanted a physical presence that could interact with the cast and elicit real reaction from them, and not a total CGI-based monster like the previous Demogorgons. Even though there's a combination of digital effects here and there, and most prominent ones are the visual effects, like the VFX that have beautifully augmented his vines, there are also these subtle moments on camera where they've removed Jamie's nose, as well as a few other bits and pieces, like all the vines attached to the sockets in the back of his character, which just give us the shivers. There's a level of augmentation and post-production with VFX, but a good 95% of him is practical. What's more, Eddie Munson is actually based on a tragic, true crime story. Even though metalhead Eddie Munson has only been on our screen since the last month or so, he's already cemented his place as a fan favorite, a dungeon master and leader of the Hellfire Club. The teen is often misunderstood by those in Hawkins, particularly the jocks who label him as a freak. Tragically, this causes him a whirlwind of trouble when cheerleader Chrissy Cunningham, who he befriended on her search for drugs to cure her nightmares, ended up taken by Vecna Vecna and killed in his own trailer. Now, on top of dealing with the Upside Down, Eddie's a wanted criminal, with head jock Jason being convinced he's the leader of a satanic cult and heading up a mob to track him down. But what makes his story even more tragic is that it's based on real events, a mania that took over the US Bible Belt in the late 80s and early 90s. Specifically, the character, played by British actor Joseph Quinn, is actually based on the experiences of Damien Eccles, one of the West Memphis Three, whose case is still being fought nearly 30 years on. Eddie's story is loosely based on the story, tracked as part of true crime documentary trilogy Paradise Lost. What's up with Noah Schnapp's bowl cut? While pretty much everyone in the cast got new haircuts, Noah Schnapp did not, and he was totally over it. Schnapp admitted that he urged the hair and makeup team to switch out his signature bowl cut from season 1 to something a bit more current, well, current for the 80s. But his pleas fell on deaf ears. Maybe the hair and makeup crew were just too busy with Vecna's transformation that they forgot about poor Will. Schnapp told Insider, "There's one more season left, but they're pretty loyal to that cut, and since it's a true 80s kind of classic haircut, we just don't think he's gonna lose it anytime soon." Next, is Millie Bobby Brown officially too famous to shave her head for the role of Eleven? In 2015, Millie was a rookie 12-year-old actress who shaved her locks to play the life-changing role. However, at the time, she was unaware of just how well-known the show would become and the fame and praise she would receive. Now, at the age of 18, Millie is a bona fide star and has multiple other movie commitments and appearances, meaning she can no longer commit to a clean-shaven look. Therefore, this season, she relied mostly on wigs. Also, Dacre Montgomery's cameo is not what it seems. Dacre Montgomery's return as Billy was thrilling for us, but terrifying for poor Max. Billy is seen in Max's waking nightmares as a Vecna-created apparition, but it appears as though they did not film those scenes together. The reason behind the disjointed cameo was due to Hollywood shutdowns and strict lockdown restrictions. Montgomery was forced to film remotely from his native Australia, while Sadie filmed in the US. Well, there you have it. Later in post-production, it was up to director Sean Levy to merge the scenes, something he described as a Rubik's Cube puzzle. It's alright, Sean. The effort paid off. A musical star is reborn 35 years later. Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, saved Sadie Sink's character Max from Vecna, and as a result, soared to #1 on iTunes and Spotify. Talk about making an epic comeback. 37 years following its release, when it only made it up to number 30 on the US Billboard Hot 100 back in the 80s, the tune has finally claimed its power by topping charts and going viral on social media platforms. Who could have predicted this? After inspiring a new generation with her classic tune, Kate said that the song was being given a whole new lease of life by the young fans who loved the show. Gushing about how she adored the hit Netflix series too, the notoriously private pop star went on to thank the show for supporting her single. More secrets are revealed about the new characters from Season 4. The newest season may have confused fans with its shifting character names, so to clarify the situation, the official Writers' Room Twitter account provided a public service announcement reiterating the characters' full names. How very thoughtful. Russian prison guard Dmitry Antonov, portrayed by Game of Thrones' very own Faceless Man, Tom Wallachia, is also nicknamed Enzo in the latest episodes, while Peter Ballard, played by Jamie Campbell Bower, was merely an alias for Henry Creel, who's also the son of Robert Englund's creepy Victor. Lastly, hints about Season 5. Switching over to Season 5, its closing chapter no less, Stranger Things directors teased what the team has in store for us. He revealed that the ending next season was all about finishing strong. They had phenomenal ideas stored up for Season 5, and they definitely won't be beating around the bush. So Season 5 will no doubt be epic. And that's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.